Hey guys, it's Ben here for Next Level Producer. It's so good to be back again. I've been away for a couple of weeks. I've been on a summer holiday and I decided to not plan ahead of making any videos in advance. I wanted to take a step back to really think about what I wanted to share with you and to give room to inspiration. So when I was on holiday, I really felt like I wanted to share more about my music. So this is a video where I'm going to show you or give you a full production breakdown of a brand new song that's out today. It's called When I'm With You. It's for my singer-songwriter project, Benjamin Theodore. That's my artist name. And I'm going to show you how I've created this, how I've produced it, how I've mixed it, and share as much as possible within a short time frame. So it's out today. You can stream it on Spotify or wherever. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And if you want, you can also buy the digital download. And this supports me. This helps me create more music like this. So if you like what I do, please stream it, buy it, and follow me on Spotify. This is also really helpful as well. So before we dive into it, I just wanted to share something really quickly, and that is on the 21st of September, I'm hosting a co-writing day here in the Little Heaven Studios in Arnhem. This will be a day where you can come and co-create as a producer, songwriter, top liner, or a singer, and where we together will create new amazing music for your project, maybe for someone else's project, where we can collaborate in an open spirit and make some really great music. And I just wanted to host this day because recently I've been doing a lot of co-writing, and this has been a truly amazing experience, and I'm blown away by the results you get when you collaborate with someone and step out of your comfort zone and work with people who maybe work in a different genre or do stuff differently than you. So if you are interested in joining, I'll leave details down below where you can apply. This is by application only, and it's only for experienced songwriters, producers, singers. So you don't have to be a professional, but it's not for beginners, because I want you to be ready to contribute and to collaborate from a certain level of experience. So please feel free to apply and to join the day. It's on 21st of September 2023. All right, so this is When I'm With You. I'm going to play it for you first really quickly. It's just it's just the time that it takes for the song to play. I think it's a short song. More about that later. I'm going to play it for you. If you already heard it, you can skip ahead a couple of minutes.
Whoa, there are times I feel that life is rushing by. Every waking hour's just a blur. When I try to stay on course, I get distracted. And when I'm slowing down, there is no way that I can stop this train. But when I'm with you, nothing else matters. When I'm with you, there is no other place I'd rather be. When I'm with you, I feel like I belong. All the worries of the world are gone when I'm with you. Oh, when I'm with you. Storms, we felt the rain, but every time we held on tight, eventually the sun would shine. You make me want to carry on. When I'm with you, nothing else matters. When I'm with you, there is no other place I'd rather be. When I'm with you, I feel like I ways of the world are gone. And if we drift apart, I will find you in the middle, little by little. When I'm with you, nothing else matters. When I'm with you, there is no other place I'd rather be. When I'm with you, I feel like I belong. All the worries of the world are gone when I'm with you. Whoa, when I'm with you. When I'm with you. When I'm with you. When I'm with you.
Alright, so that's called When I'm With You. It's out today. You can stream it everywhere you listen to music. You can buy the digital download on my website as well. So thanks so much in advance for supporting me and my music. So this song, as I mentioned, came together fairly quickly. I wrote this on an acoustic guitar. So basically that's the foundation of the song. Just me and my acoustic guitar.
Down, there is no way that I can stop this.
And a reference for this song was I Guess I Just Feel Like by John Mayer. Maybe you hear this in this particular track. So it's acoustic guitar based. I wanted to be the acoustic guitar to be the main instrument, and everything else is built around the guitar and the vocal. So that's really important. Now, what's good to know is that what you are listening to right now is my mix in Logic. So the digital mix, the final mix that you hear on Spotify is this mix. I bounced all the stems, so all the separate tracks I bounced out with all the plugins attached to it, and I ran it through the SSL Origin desk we have downstairs in the studio, just to give it some extra love, so to speak. I just spread it out on the console. I did a little balancing with the faders, added a touch of EQ here and there, so it's all a little brighter. It has that particular SSL sound that I love on most stuff that I do. It adds more air, more depth. It adds a certain character that is really nice, and I drove it into the mix bus. There's no SSL bus compressor on this track, but there is some coloration that happens when you drive the mix bus. So the output of the mix was fairly loud. I got a question from my master engineer. Am I correct that this is quite a loud mix, because he has to turn it down? So normally I wouldn't do that, but when you run your mix through an analog mix bus, it adds a little coloration, harmonic distortion, which was really nice. Certain glue that happens. So you can do this in the box as well, but it's just different on an analog console. So I figured we have this console downstairs, so why not use it? And it turned out really good. So that's the mix you are hearing on Spotify. That's also mastered. So this is just a digital mix, but it's not far from the final result. So okay, so it's based on acoustic guitar and vocal. That's built everything around this. Acoustic guitar is I recorded it with my Slate Digital ML1 through the FG12 preset, the AKG C12 mic model. Added a little bit of 3.2 hertz, a little bit of 1.6 kilohertz, and rolled off some everything below 80 hertz through a Neve equalizer. Added some compression, just a touch, through an LA2A, and this distressor isn't doing anything. It's turned off. I think I've tried that one and didn't like it. So it's really smooth sounding. It's really constant throughout the song, which I wanted it to be. I think I added a little more mid-range on the SSL console, but no compression or whatsoever. The lead vocal is Waves tune, just some pitch correction. I've recorded it through the U47, the Neumann U47 mic model. Added some SSL EQ here in the box, some 8K, which is always nice on an SSL. I added even more high-end on the console itself. Rolled off everything below 100 Hertz and also compressed it with the LA2A. So it's fairly simple. I thought I added more compression, but it turns out this is it. I'm adding a little bit more limiting within Waves LA2A, L2 limiter and a little RFox. So that's more compression, but that's more technical, functional compression. This LA2A is more of a color compressor. It adds coloration, a certain vibe. LA2A is more it's more technical. It gives a little bit more signal, puts it a little bit more upfront, and that's what the RVox is doing as well. I'm also using the gate to clean up everything below the words and the sentences, which is really useful. So that's the guitar and the vocals. Then I started to build it further, and there's a loop that... This is actually the third song I'm using this exact loop. So if you are a long-time listener, maybe you can spot which songs these are. I think the second isn't even out yet. So you might have heard one song which has this particular loop. It's this one. I really love this for some reason, so I use it in this song as well. And it's playing throughout the track. Let's unsolo it. And then from the second verse, I think. Oh yeah, this is just a kick. I added some more drums, these ones. Really nice. And I tried to recreate the drums on I Guess I Just Feel Like by John Mayer. And I used the SSD 5 Steven Slate drums 5 to recreate it. It's on a classic ballad preset, and I've added a little EQ on the kick and the snare. Just what's this doing? It's not doing anything, I think. Maybe just some coloration. On the snare, I added some top end and some low end. And I added the Valhalla Vintage Verb, one of my favorite presets. It's a really long reverb on the snare, which adds amazing depth and length to the song. Then bass guitar. It's over here. There's a lot of plugins on this one, NS1. The bass guitar I've used, it's a Fender Jazz Bass, but I found out recently it's not a real one. So it's not the best sounding. Well, I like the sound, but it's a little noisy. So I've reduced some noise with the NS1, and then I ran it through a bass amp, just a Logic stock one. Then added a little saturation with the Softube saturation knob, which is a free plugin, by the way. I love this. Saturation helps the bass guitar to cut through the mix. So if you turn this off, it sounds like this. A little cleaner. Let's hear it in context. Now with the saturation up,
there are times I feel that life is rushing by.
Gives us a little more presence because it adds mid-range, and that helps it to cut through the mix. Then I added LA2A compressor by UAD. It's really smooth sounding. I love this stuff on bass guitar. A lot of compression. Then a Pultec Added some 60 hertz on the boost, then added a virtual tape machine, which sort of smooths out the low end. I love this plugin to give it a really round sounding low end. Sometimes I use it on the mix bus, and in this particular instance I use it on just the bass guitar. Then, this is really a band song. I built this as if a band was playing it. So there's real drums. It's not real drums, but I approach it as if this is real drums, then a bass guitar, then electric guitars, acoustic guitar. So these are the electric guitars. I think this is my Telecaster. Yeah. It's played through Logic delay, just a delay, and then a Chandler amplifier. This is a really cool amplifier. It's really sounding, it sounds boutique. Maybe this doesn't mean a lot to you, but as a guitar player, this is really a boutique amp. It sounds rich, it sounds lush, it has a certain quality to it. It doesn't sound cheap or too rock and roll. This just needs to fit in this type of production. And it's versatile as well. You can change the tone circuit and the cabinets and stuff like that. So this is really nice. Of course, I added the Valhalla Vintage Verb again to give it some reverb. Then there's a second guitar. This is the solo. This is also played through the Chandler, but I added a Klon Centaur pedal. This is also a free plugin, by the way, by Nembrini, and I love this. It really resembles a real Klon Centaur pedal, so this really comes in handy to have this in your DAW. I just cranked the gain, cranked the treble, then added what's this? I don't even remember what I did. It's been a while already. I think I produced this in June, I think. It takes a while to load. So let's just close it again. I think I added like a Tube Screamer pedal or something like that to drive the amplifier even more. And of course, there's the Vintage Verb as well. I love this sound. I think this is my best solo sound, and probably my best solo in a track that I did ever. I love it. Has a lot of emotion. It's melodic as well. And what I try to do when I play guitar solo is tell a story. This is something that I learned from one of my guitar heroes. And I try to build the solo. So it's usually starts a little lower and works its way up the neck, so it ends higher, but there's melodic phrases being built into it. So the first one, second one, a little higher, and then and the ending. Yeah, I really love this solo. And then there's a third rhythm guitar part that's sort of buried in the mix. In the final SSL mix, you don't even really hear it, but it sort of fills up the left side. I pan it all the way to the left, and that's this one. This one. Just some low notes, little distortion. So this creates a wider stereo image. This is the functionality of this guitar part. So that's basically it. There are no keys whatsoever. I Usually I add some sort of keys, a piano, Rhodes, or some synthesizer parts, but this track I felt like it didn't need it, so I didn't bother. So this is really a guitar based sounding track. Well, there are more vocal parts, of course. There's this second part.
We have been through many storms, we felt the rain. We have been through many storms, we felt the rain.
I double tracked this one to sort of enhance this line. This is in the second verse.
We have been through many storms, we felt the rain.
I borrowed this line from another popular song, by the way. Let's see if you can spot it. If you know which song it is, leave a comment down below. Then there's a fourth vocal part. That's this one. Oh, whoops. Undo, not adding any animation.
You make me want to carry on.
A harmony.
When I'm with you, nothing else matters.
It has a little bit more
When
echo,
I'm with
stereo,
you, there is no
delay.
other place I'd rather be. When I'm with you.
I think in the SSL mix, my vocals, including this one, are a little bit more upfront to really make it a vocal song instead of a band song. Then there's even more vocals near the end.
When I'm with you, I feel like I belong. All the worries of the world are gone.
It basically has the same functionality as the second and the third vocal part, but I think it sounds a little different or has a little bit different processing. That's why I used new tracks. And then there's this whoa, these parts.
Oh,
So it's really simple.
when I'm with you. Oh,
So it always starts with a vision. If you have a vision for the track, you can execute quickly. So that's what I had for this song. Always when I know I have a good song, I can hear it in my head. I can already hear it playing in my head. So it's just a matter of executing it and recording the right parts in a certain order that you feel familiar with, and then you can work quickly. And this can be done in a lot of genres. This can be done in electronic music, especially because you can work quickly on a computer. You don't have to record all the parts that physically play it. You can program it, which can be done a lot quicker. But this can be applied, this workflow, to a lot of different genres, and you just have to adapt it to whatever works good for you. So as you can see, the mix isn't that complicated. Of course, I ran it through an SSL desk, which I didn't have to do, but if you leave that part out, it was basically done in 1 or 2 days. And when you have a vision, you can work this fast. If you don't have a vision, it takes a lot of time to find the right parts, to try stuff, and then it is just a lot harder to do. But I always mix as I go. This isn't something that I recommend to everyone to do, but since I'm the one mixing my tracks and it's a really integral part of my music, I mix as I go. So that also helps, of course. I don't have to do a lot of mix revisions. When I have the first mix version done, I'll listen to it in the car. I just go home, have a night of sleep. I listen to it at home on a different Bluetooth speaker, stuff like that. I listen to it on earbuds, and then maybe I have to tweak some more things on a mix and make a second mix, and it usually takes a couple tries before I'm done. This mix has some mix bus processing on it, but this is not something that you hear on a final mix, so you can sort of leave this out of the picture. That's When I'm With You. I hope you really like this song and that you enjoy learning a little bit about how this came to be, how I recorded it, what kind of plugins I used, how I built the arrangement, stuff like that. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions, or let me know what you love about this song, or if there's anything that you've learned that you didn't know before. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you love the song, I would really appreciate it if you go and stream it and follow me on Spotify. Add it to playlists or whatever. This helps the Spotify algorithm, and I'm releasing a lot more music really soon, so this also helps you to receive my music and be notified when I have a new single coming out. Of course, my album is coming as well. And if you really appreciate it, you can buy it as well. You can also pre-order my album on my website. I'll leave details down below. And don't forget, if you want to co-write with me and other talented producers, songwriters, and singers, you can apply for the co-writing day, which I'm hosting on the 21st of September. I'll leave details down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you really soon. Bye!